first recording. So let me open up the player. Okay, player script, player movement script, where we have added the rigid body add force, which makes the jump perfect. Okay, now the jump process is fine. And meanwhile, I was making the endpoint of the level. And over here, you can see there are multiple boxes in the level, which are the hurdles actually. And at the end of the, yes, over here, this is the sprite. Yeah. Okay, so this one will be the end, and we have created a new object which is levels, which is called level one. We can call it level one, and we can make a cube. Okay, it is cube. Okay, and we can call it and point. Okay, and what we will happen whenever the player reaches over here, so the level is success. Okay, so we can change the color of it. We can make it red, and we can make it something like invisible actually, because the box collider is there. Okay, we can go with that. Okay, so over here we can make a new script and point. Okay, let's create the script and point over here and just drag and drop into the scripts folder. And open up the endpoint script, and we can remove this code, and we can add on trigger enter like this. And if other dot tag is equals to player, then debug.log level success. Okay, and if we have a UI manager over here, I don't think so we have a UI manager over here. We have done it in the different scene in a Unity flow, I think. Okay, so what we can do over here, we can, okay, this level is over here, and make sure the player tag should be added. Right now it is untagged, so there is a player tag. We have to select for the player. Okay, and right now we can make it visible. Okay, to make it track. Okay, and make it little near, because we don't have time to go over there by running. Now you can see we are going to the endpoint. Oh, we are failed. Okay, let's try it again. So now we have to make it endpoint trigger. Okay, when it is triggered, the player can go inside, and otherwise it
Yes.
cannot go inside if it is not triggered.
راح تشوف ولد الله يحفظه. No problem. Take your time, حافظ.
Yeah. So we have to make it trigger. Otherwise, it cannot. The player cannot go inside. Okay. And now you can also see there is a message, the message of level success. Okay. You can see whenever we go inside, you can see the message of it. It is popping up over here, level success. Okay. So now we can also make it invisible, and we can make it to the end of the level like this. And another thing is we have to make a canvas for the UI right now, and we can also make another thing like the endpoint and level like this. This will be the level field. Like if the player fall down,
Yes.
and if he is touches this thing,
Yes.
so the level will be filled. Okay, so I think for that this is the enough thing. Okay, now we can make a new tag. We can call it tagged field box. Okay, and in the player, okay, we are actually on collision enter and collision exit. Okay, when we public on trigger enter, and if other dot tag is equals to field box, then debug.log level field. Okay,
That's private.
yeah, and we can also we have to make it trigger. Okay, just wait a second, my son is, I don't know why he is crying.
Problem.
Let me check.
Family first, حافظ. Family first. والموقع هذا ثاني شيء نشوفه. عادش عليك يا حسين ترى أقول لك يا ظلمتني وايد ترى.
الموقع يعني
أنت والموقع.
انا صعقت لما قلت لي انه هو تمبلت صراحه.
لا هو مو تمبلت حسين، يعني شلون أقول لك؟ خلينا نقول الهيكل ماله تمبلت، بس باقي كله أكواد 100% يعني نيتف، ما يعتبر أصلا تمبلت 100%. يعني عرفت اللي هي ساعات اللي أنت تاخذه مثلا كود يكون حسين شوي ترى سوري أنت أصلا مو معكم بالمحاضرة بس وياك.
تبي ناجله؟
لا خلاص وصلنا لنصها، لازم أقعد أراجع تعال. انت باسل متى فاضي؟ انا من 8 للعشر بالليل هذا عندي نادي عشب، بعدها برد البيت عشان هذا الدوام.
أنا فاضي بس
Yes, I'm back.
عندي شو اسمه الصبح.
Yes, guys. So
يس.
بس خلاص.
now we can check it if it is working or not. Yeah, so we can see level field is called.
يس.
Okay, but the thing is,
اه
why the level
اوكي.
success is called? Why the level success is called? We have to check.
Yeah.
Both of them are calling.
Maybe other
Okay,
tags.
maybe
This is level success.
no, we don't have to add the endpoint script in the level field. So we have to remove it. Okay. So now it is fine. And we can also remove the mesh renderer component. And now whenever the player will fall, it will show the level field. So now we can create a canvas. So Hosam, you can
Where is the level field script? It's in player.
the yeah the first script is under the endpoint. This is the endpoint.
Yes.
This one is the endpoint, and
Yes.
for
And then
we can do the same thing with this as well. But the thing is,
no.
we
Where is the level field script?
yeah level. I have added the level field under the player movement
Can I see it? Can I see it? Hold on.
over here. This same
Okay.
on trigger enter field box and level field.
Yes.
So now what
Yes.
we will do, we will create a canvas, which are the pop-ups on the screen. So now it is very important to see. Okay, my voice will be fine now. And the canvas is the thing that you can see on the screen. Okay, like the UI
Yes.
and it will be 2D. Okay, so you have to
Yes.
create a canvas, and with the canvas there is automatically added a new event system object, which will you already know that it will take care of all the horizontal, vertical, submit each and everything axis, all the axis it will take care. It is by default. Okay, so under the canvas scaler, you can see scale with screen size. Select with that, and the x-axis we are working on the landscape. So we will use 1024 by 768. This is the uh, size of the screen which we will be working, and make sure the UI scale mode you have selected scale with screen size, because
Yes.
whenever you create a canvas, it will not come with this. It will be constant pixel size. So we have to select this, so it will make it responsive. Okay, so under the canvas we can create some screens or some panels. So first of all we will create a panel. Now you can see uh, white color PNG. This is a panel. Okay, so we can remove this this image component, and we can call panels. Okay, and under this panel we can create multiple panels. Okay, so we can change it to black like this, and -5 -5. The borders you can see over here, the little edges, the white screens are showing over here, and -5. So we want to complete them like like adding -5 value. So now you cannot see anything else. So we can call failed panel, and under this panel we can create a image, and we can resize it with 450 by 400. Okay, and we can change the color to something like greeny. Okay, and we
You
can,
are you. I think a better bed would be better for fair, but sure, go ahead.
yeah, so we can make it retry button. We can create a retry button over here. Retry. Okay, this is the level field. Okay, and I think we can create a new object for UI manager, and we can use the UI manager script as well. So there is a timer tag, score tags, which we don't need it right now. So we can remove it, and we can create 5D. Okay, the UIM. Okay, user panels manager. We can make it panel manager, or okay, graphics
This
manager.
UI manager is from the Unity Flow, right?
Yeah, UI manager.
Just
UI
remove it.
man.
Do we need Unity Flow?
Yeah, you are right. But we have to change the name of UI. So we can go with the UI as well. Don't worry. Okay, because we are working different project in the 2.5D game. So it will take care of the UI of 2.5D game. This is script will. So we can drag and drop over here, this UI screen. And this is same as we have done it before. Like we can create a public game object and level failed panel, and that's it. And we can make a comma and level success panel. Okay, and we have to make a static, like public static UI instance. Okay, and on the awake method we can make instance is equals to this. Okay, and so now we can we can show these things, the UI level success panel.
Yes.
Okay, UI manager dot instance dot level success panel dot set active. Okay, dot set active equals to true. So this object will become active
Yes.
in the hierarchy. Okay,
Yes.
and the same thing we can show the level failed panel dot level failed panel dot set active is equals to true. Okay, so now the UI manager, let's see, we have to drag and drop that. Okay, these, okay, let's create it completely by make a text over here, add some text, and we can call it level failed. Okay, and make it on the top of the screen like this, and we can make it bigger and bold, change the color to white, and the font size is, make it bigger, level field, retry. Okay, so now just make it false and just duplicate this, and we can
Yes.
call it success panel.
Yes.
Okay, and in the success panel, we can call level success and change the to next. Okay, and we have to make a new method in the UI, which is public void retry button press. Okay, so now we can use scene manager. Oh, I think for that we need a scene manager library. Okay, so scene management, this library, and we can open this. What we will do, scene manager dot
Load,
load.
load the same scene.
Yes, load scene, and this scene is I think 0.
Okay.
So I will add this scene into the build index. Okay, so I have to remove the previous one. Okay, delete it and add open scene. So when I click this button, it will add the current open scenes. Okay,
Yes.
so now you can see the index is 0, and hit the save button. And for both, I will do the same method for success and retry. Retry button press. So that's it. And I have to level failed drag and drop the references. Actually, these are the reference of failed and success. So now let's try to complete the level.
Okay.
It's become a little harder to complete
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, we can add another some other. Right now the box is not triggered. Okay.
Yeah, because you always do it on play mode.
Yeah, I always do it on the play mode. So if I make it triggered, if I go over here, okay, it is showing that the on trigger is on the null.
I think
Okay,
it's because
why it is happening? Yeah, it is because we are not calling the UI manager. The new script name is UI actually.
yes.
That's why. Okay. So we have to change the UI manager from both of the sides, and now it will work fine. And make sure to make the endpoint trigger.
Yes.
Okay, yes, now it is triggered. And let's see if I can move this to something near. There are so many boxes. Remove some boxes because
It's harder.
yeah,
Cheat.
Cheating.
yeah. We are learning actually, so we cannot get a degree without cheating actually. Every student do
Hi. That's
we
true.
cannot.
That's
fair,
true.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, Ahmad, don't stop us. We are doing a very good job. Okay, let's try. Okay, now you can see the level success is there. Okay, so now if I want to,
So
if
hold
I
on.
don't want to,
If question, if this window pop up, can you move the player or is he paused?
right now we can move the player because we have not done any script. Okay, we can move the player because we have the keyboard, and we can move the player. You are right,
Uh-huh.
but I want to use uh, a method instead of uh, I use this that level field or the endpoint. I don't want to see whenever user is or reaches the endpoint. Okay, so what we will do, we will freeze the player. Okay, so
Yes.
how to freeze the player? Okay, let's check it that the other is a player. Okay, the other parameter, this
Yes.
is the player actually. So when
Yes.
this is player, we have make sure that whenever this tag is player, so what we will
Uh-huh.
do, we will get component of that. Okay, and
Yes.
which component is that? Rigid body. Okay,
Okay.
and under the rigid body, the is kinematic is the value. Okay, and
Okay.
it will freeze the object. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so that's it. And I can show you over here. I think,
Is there a way to freeze the game or no? Because if
yeah,
you
yeah,
freeze the player and then if there is enemy around and
yeah.
it's
We
gonna
can,
kill
There'll
them.
be a
we
lot of
can,
conflicts.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is very fine. It is very easy to freeze the game. Let me make it here. Freeze the game. Okay, like this. Time scale is
Huh?
equals to 0. When I
Uh-huh.
make this, when I change the time scale is equal to 0, so everything is stopped in the game.
But the UI is working, no?
Yeah,
So
UI will
the
work.
player
UI will,
can do next or
yeah,
retry.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So let me show you. This is also fine. What
Okay.
you are saying,
And then
what you are saying is exactly the developers do.
okay.
We freezes the game because there are so many other enemies in the game.
Yes.
So if we don't freeze them, so they will attack us and the
Yes.
game is working on. So we want to freeze everything in the game. Okay, so this will freeze the game, and I can show you. Let me show you over here as well. Okay, so if I play the game, okay, and let me show you, I can move left and right. Okay,
Yes.
okay, but if I change under the project setting, I think, yeah, under the project setting, you can see there is a time.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and the time scale is 1 right now.
Yes.
So that's what is the default value. The default value is 1. Okay, and the real world time scale is also 1. Okay, like the
Yes.
TikTok is making a second in 1 second, not 0.1 second is equals to. So we can make it a slow mo by making 0.5. So if I make it 0.5, so the player speed, you can see it's look like a slow motion.
Okay.
And if I make it 0.25, so now it's become more slow motion.
Okay.
I think it's look more fine in slow motion. Yeah, so sometime whenever we collided with some enemy, so we can make it slow motion. I think this slow motion will be in something like big Mega Man have if I double the value like 2, so it is become fast.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
think
this is
Mega
the
Man is
time.
1.5.
Yeah, maybe we can control the time with the ability of player. Make
But
everyone slow
no,
except the player.
that's not a time. It will cover everything in the game for
I think
player.
this is the render time of the game, rendering the game.
Yeah, the
How
complete game.
fast? Yeah.
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 So this is 1, or if I make it 0, then everything is freezes. I cannot move. You can see
Yes.
now I cannot move if it is 0. If it is 0.1, then I can move, but it is slow.
Yes.
Okay, this is the time. So how to freeze that? That's how we can freeze it. So, and other thing, let me see if I can freeze the player by using is kinematic, then we can use that.
Okay.
If I true the is kinematic, because we are using the translate method for that, that's why it is moving. So if I make the z and y, and then it, okay, it is also moving. Okay, so for that, what we can do, we can make a bool in the player movement. Okay, and we can make a bool for can move, for to freeze the player. Public bool can move. Okay, so if it is true, okay, the player can move, otherwise freezes. Okay, so in the update method, we can make a check if can move, and we can open the body, and till the end we can close the body. So whenever can move is true, player can move, otherwise player cannot move. And on the start of the game, okay, so whenever we okay, we reaches
So
to
I
the,
think for that logic, you need to set it to true because the default is false.
yeah, yeah, exactly. We can make it true from here as well, can move, and
Ah,
from the start method as well.
okay, okay.
Okay, these are the two ways we can do that. So I think now we need to make a player movement instance. Public is static and player movement, and we now making a player instance. So now uh, we can reference the can move from the endpoint. Okay, so over here we can call player movement dot instance dot can move is equals to false. Okay, so let's check it out.
All right.
It is moving. Okay, and if I
Yeah, it's moving.
and if I uncheck the can move from here, from the editor. Okay,
Okay.
let's see, now it is not moving. I'm pressing the
Yes.
keyboard, now it is not moving. So it is more perfect, because we whenever we can freeze the player,
Okay.
we can also freeze it. We don't we this is the rare case when we need to freezes the game, and that is what that is when we use the pause button. Okay, let me show you the image, and the image should be on the top left, and this is the pause button. Okay, and make it 0 0, and let's come to 2D, and a little bit here. Okay, and we can select the pose UI from here. Let's make it 45.
Nice.
Okay, okay, so whenever we use on the UI, we can create a new method. Okay, public void pause button press. Okay, so now we have to use time dot time scale is equals to, sorry, time dot time scale is equals to 0. Okay, and also we need to show the pause panel. Okay, okay, pause panel.
Yes.
Okay, and we can set active pause panel dot set active is equals to true. Okay, and here we can, in the Unity editor, we can just duplicate the success panel, open it up, and change the name. We can change it to pause. Okay, and change the text post, and we can change resume this button as well, the resume. Okay, and select the resume method. Okay, we have not create a resume method. For that, it is very simple. Just copy the post method and paste it,
Yes, it.
and we can change the method name to resume button press, and we can get back to 1 and make the pause panel false, vice versa. Okay, this is simple. So now we can go back to the Unity editor, and over here we can change the retry button press. Okay, to resume, and this is the pause method. We have to add the button. Okay, button. Okay, into this image, add on click UI and pause button press. Okay, okay, and now we have to give a reference. Okay, so now whenever we select the pause button, you can see this pause, the game is paused. And now you can see in the project setting under time, the time scale is 0 from the
0.
script.
Yeah.
And whenever we resume the game, it's become true. It's become 1. And now we can move it. And whenever we pause the game, we cannot move the player as well, because the time scale is
What if
0.
what if you jump and pause it? Is he gonna stuck in the air?
Yeah,
or?
yeah. Okay.
Good.
So now I can show you in the environment. Yeah, so he is standing on the
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good.
if I resume it, so he will fall down.
That's what we want.
Okay, everything freezes whenever I change the time scale value to 0, so everything is freezes. So I think that's fine. We have created some method, resume method, and the level failed. Let's check the level failed. If I fall down, so the level failed is working. Okay,
Yeah. Those are.
or maybe we can, what we can do else. Okay, level failed is coming from here. Okay. What? Okay, that's fine right now. We can do later some else thing. I was thinking to restart the scene. So now let's start the okay, the enemy. Are you ready, guys? Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I have also less than 1 minute, so we can stop the this lecture and make another one. Okay, because the 40 minute is completing.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
better.
be right back. Be right back.